Good afternoon. Great to have you here with us on a busy Tuesday. I'm Dustin Grove.
I'm Felicia Lawrence. Thanks for watching 13 News at 4.
We'll get to those headlines in just a second. Plus, a move to lower drug prices here in the U.S. The deal President Trump just announced with Pfizer today, and who stands to benefit from that deal. That story also ahead this hour. But we do want to start here at 4 o'clock with that deadly Indianapolis shooting involving multiple victims, and we have just learned their identities.
So Metro Police say 3 people were gunned down in the driveway of a home on the northwest side. It happened just before midnight near 38th and Lafayette Road.
Our Ashton Hackman explains what police are saying about it so far.
Guyon Road is back open Tuesday afternoon. Traffic able to move through. A much different picture than earlier in the day when police spent hours conducting the city's latest homicide investigation and the driveway of that home. We've now learned 3 people were killed in that shooting.
Police lights filled the street shortly before midnight Monday.
Caller stated that they heard 30 shots 3 to 4 minutes ago, possibly coming from Guyon Road.
Metro police officers responded and found 3 people all shot in and around a car in the driveway. 29-year-old Antonio Vasquez Molina died at the scene along with another victim still not identified. 22-year-old Jose Manuel Castellanos Morales died at a hospital. Police believe the gunfire started after a disturbance between 2 groups.
This is just simply a tragic act of violence tonight, unnecessary act of violence. And the thing is not only does this violence impact the victims, think about the families and this community now that has to go through this ordeal.
After police cleared the scene, tow trucks hauled away 2 cars, both with shattered windshields and doors covered in bullet holes. A 3rd car in the front yard had a similar fate. Metro police are still searching for a suspect or suspects as the Marion County coroner works to identify the victims.
Ahead at 5, I'll share what one woman told me she heard coming from that house across the street. On Indy's northwest side, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
All right, thanks to Ashton there. And we are following weather, and look at this. This is pretty much sums up the day. Severe, clear, gorgeous.
And hot, hot, hot.
You keep this up, I'm going to be out of a job here. Not much to talk about. Very quiet here. Weather and cruise control. Air drying out. Big time. You'll notice that here this evening, and I'll explain what that's going to mean to your morning temperatures.
Okay.
But let's take a look here. Beautiful blue sky across central Indiana. All kinds of sun here. This is I-70 near Royal and Keystone. So far, so good in this particular part of the city. We'll keep an eye on the roads for you here. Temperatures not as warm as yesterday, but still warm for this time of year. Remember, we were near 90 yesterday. 82 Newcastle, 86 Muncie. 84 in Indy, Terre Haute checking in at 87, and I had to do a double take on these dew point temperatures because they've dropped into the 30s and even some lower values. The bottom line here, this air is drying out right now. What I mean by that, our humidity is down to 19%. Yeah, that'll do the trick. Northeast wind is what's causing this at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. That wind is going to be easing overnight, but certainly provides a nice backdrop for this evening if you're going to be outdoors. Sunset just a little after 7 o'clock. Temperatures will cool off quickly. Tomorrow morning we start in the middle 50s around the metro area, but I do believe we'll probably have some spots, it wouldn't shock me at all, tomorrow morning in the upper 40s. So it will be a very cool start. You might have your ACs on now. You can give them a break early tomorrow morning, kind of cool the house off. Starting out in the 50s, we get up into the mid 60s by 10 o'clock, and it will be a warm start to the month of October. We are not done by 80s by any stretch. I'm going to talk about the stretch run we're on now, how long it will last, and if we have any rain chances ahead in the 7-day forecast here in just a few minutes.
All right, see you then, Sean. Thank you.
And now to our other big story of the day, the potential government shutdown that could happen at midnight tonight.
And members of Congress not optimistic that they can get a deal to keep the government open in the next 8 hours. If there is a shutdown, there would be a range of effects on public services as well as the broader economy. Employee furloughs, potential layoffs could stop some government activities, while other functions would continue, including the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. So, What does all of this mean? What is the local impact? Our State House reporter Emily Longnecker is here now to talk about this. And so keeping government services open, a lot of people concerned about that. Let's start with that. What would stay open in a shutdown?
So anything considered essential, the military, air traffic control, border patrol, TSA would continue to operate. These are all considered essential services with essential workers, so they would continue to do their jobs, but without pay until the funding would resume. Mandatory spending programs would also continue. People will still continue to get Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, but new applications and customer service may be delayed. Veterans hospitals would also continue to operate, but support services could be impacted. Some of the immediate impacts will be seen by non-essential workers. If the shutdown happens, hundreds of thousands of federal workers will be sent home without pay. Now, the White House has threatened to not bring some of those non-essential workers back, essentially mass layoffs of federal employees.
And what would that mean for services?
Okay, so health agencies like Health and Human Services and the FDA would see staff furloughed, which could slow down approvals for new drugs and food safety work. Getting a passport or a visa process could also take longer or stop completely. National parks and museums could close or see services cut, and the Small Business Administration may stop processing loan applications. When it comes to benefits like SNAP and WIC, those could continue temporarily using reserve funds, but if the shutdown drags on, families who receive those benefits could be impacted. That's the same story with Section 8 vouchers and rent subsidies. Dr. Laura Merrifield Wilson, a political science professor with UIndy, says bottom line, it's the American people who bear the brunt of a shutdown's impact.
The thing that concerns me the most in any of these kind of discussions is the people that are really going to hurt from it may not even be aware of what's going on and the conversations. And at the end of the day, they likely don't care if it's an argument between Republicans and Democrats, the House and the Senate, right? They need these benefits, so they rely on these benefits. And so many of our government functions are considered absolute and necessary. To not have them is a disservice to the public office an individual holds. You're not doing what constituents elected you to do.
So a wide range of impacts here if tonight's deadline passes without Democrats and Republicans striking a deal. And really, as you heard Dr. Laura Merrifield Wilson say, Americans really just caught in the middle of all of it. So.
And certainly including those civilian federal employees who will get back pay once the government reopens. But in the meantime, however long it is, they're not getting a paycheck.
Correct. And doing their job. Some of them.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Emily reporting. Thank you so much. We know you'll keep an eye on things. We have much more coming up. Lots happening in the sports world today.
Welcome to the beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, the site of a Game 5 matchup between the Fever and Aces that will send the winner to the WNBA Finals. We're breaking it down in the sunshine. It's coming up for you in sports.
Yeah, we got some sunshine here too, partner, and we've got the 80s that are going to roll into the weekend. How close we may come to a record high in the forecast.
All right, Sean, and we hope you'll join us this Friday for our special program here on Channel 13, the Indianapolis Prize, Saving Species. Our own Scott Swan is going to introduce us to the finalists for the Indianapolis Prize, which is considered the leading conservation award in the world. You'll see the incredible work they're doing right now to save species and protect our planet. The special airs Friday at 7 here on Channel 13 and WTHR+.